Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Throughout the season we're going to hopefully give you a lot of backstage access. We're starting here, we're at the Kazoo British Open, an open draw FA Cup style tournament. This is a venue. We're going to go and show you behind the scenes, stuff you might not have seen before. Got my accreditation so we can go in the arena and have a look. Just over 2 hours till game time, so there won't be many people around in the arena. We're down to the quarterfinals today. I'm going to try and find a way that the players actually walk through. Because I don't play in this event, I don't know, I'm not a player, so I think it's this way. Is it this way? We'll go through here. This is obviously the players. This will all be curtained off when obviously the people in the audience don't see the players when they're standing here waiting to be introduced. They're probably actually down the bottom of the stairs or something. And then, yeah, be introduced and walk. A bit like stars in your eyes, I suppose. Always try not to trip when you're going down the stairs. At the Crucible, that's what I always thought, because the stairs are quite steep. And the last thing you want to do is trip when you go down the stairs. Today, this will be Mark Selby versus Mark Allen. First match on at 1 o'clock. It's been an interesting tournament, actually. It's like, as I said earlier, it's an FA Cup style draw, so it's not seeded. So a lot of the top players have been drawn against each other in the quarter-finals. It was, you know, the two top ranked players left in the draw. Mark Allen and Mark Selby drew each other, so a bit like Man United drawing Chelsea or something in the FA Cup. This is where you hope not to be spending too much time. You spend too much time in this chair, it means you're getting beat. Let's have a look at the commentary box. So obviously pretty dark in here because you don't want it lit heavily, because obviously the players, it put the players off, but this is where I sit, and yeah, we've got all our information and with the frames, you get everything here. Average frame times, shot times, average shot times, highest break, pot success, long pot success, rest pot success. So when I sound knowledgeable on the TV, it's because I've got all that information in front of me. This arena is quite different actually, because the table's quite far away from the commentary box. In the Crucible, I tend to commentate from watching the table because the table's really close. So because the table, as you can see, is quite far away, I tend to do my commentary from the screen. We get different angles, camera angles that you don't see on TV before, so we can tell if a ball will go in the pocket or you know, if a player's snookered or stuff like that. There's a little camera there, so everyone knows what we're doing, so you can't pick your nose or anything in the commentary box, they'll see you. So this is the studio where we'll be on air at 12:45. You can see it's quite tight. I mean, there'll be 3 cameramen in here. I think it's Jill and Neil this afternoon, so, but if there's 3 of us, I would stand here. Whoever it would be, Alan McManus, Ken Doherty or Neil Foles would stand here, and Jill's here. So with the cameras and everything, it's actually quite tight. Great view of the table, but obviously we can't stand here when play is on, obviously, because we put the players off. It's a nice little studio. Obviously a strange shape of a table, but you don't see that on TV. I'm letting away all the secrets. So they're just replaying an interview at the moment, but people always ask me what I prefer, commentating or in the studio, and they're completely different. I think commentating, you're definitely involved in the match because you're watching it live and talking about it, but the studio is quite good because you can kind of think what's gone before and maybe have something better to say than at the moment when the moment's gone. So they're both completely different, both enjoyable, but both different. Got to keep this on. Even though I'm quite well known in snooker, you've got to keep the accreditation World Snooker. We'll head to the green room, shall we? So this is where presenters and commentators, green room, while we watch the snooker. That's Phil. Phil over there is one of the co-commentators. He knows everything there is to know about snooker, golf, baseball, cricket, whatever you want. Phil knows. We watch the live action, and we've got a little box there. So whenever we see a shot that we think could be good for the analysis, after we press the button, speak to the producer, they keep the shot, and then we can discuss it later on. But generally it's cool, we can sit here and fill our face with all sorts of sweeties. Let's head up to the practice table, see if there's anyone up there. Pretty quiet here in the practice room. Nopon Sangkam, Thailand's #1 player. Very well played, very well played. Wow, you played so well against Sintong, right?
Yeah, very good.
I didn't see your match last night, but must have still playing well.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, nice, aggressive snooker. Yeah. Some players like Nopon like to come in the morning, as I used to do actually. Come in, get half an hour in the morning, then go back to your room and chill out and relax, and then come back before you play at 1 o'clock. Say come back about 20 to 1, something like that, and have 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes, just to get yourself relaxed and get your arm moving. But everyone's different. A lot of players just turn up half an hour before the game. This is where Rob Walker will do his roundup of all the action that's been going on the outside tables, but obviously we're down to 2, so there won't be so much of that. Cameras set up, some post-match interviews as well. Remember this weekend, coming in the morning of a match, you know, having a half-hour practice, sort of getting your mind on the job. ready for the game. Noplin's got his music in his ears. Something didn't happen in my day. iPods, so he couldn't, so he couldn't do that. But brings back memories being in practice rooms like this. Okay, it's makeup time for the studio. There she is, Lucy.
Hello.
You're going to work wonders with me today.
Try my best.
And make me
How are
beautiful.
you?
Very well, thank you.
So you're up with Rob this morning, is that right?
Yes, yes. And then I think I'm in the studio at the end.
Do you want some lip?
Yeah, let's have some lip balm. Let's have some soft lips today. I'm so high maintenance. First, scrub.
This is his favourite. There you go.
Beautiful. 2 minutes, all done. Thanks, Lucy.
Nice
See you in the
meeting
studio later.
See you in a bit. Bye.
It's a bit different now. Starting to look more like a snooker venue. 40 minutes till game time, I reckon. In about another 20 minutes or so, the crowd will start coming in. It'll fill up a bit. This is obviously ideal playing conditions, but what you get sometimes, you'll see players that don't normally play on the TV table. They're a little bit like a rabbit in the headlights kind of thing. They don't experience that often, so they tend to not fold, but they're not able to play their normal game because the nerves get hold of them. You know, the cameras, the whole walk on, the amount of room around the table. Because in the qualifying rounds, you're in little cubicles, maybe half the size of this little arena here, with obviously no people watching, so there's no atmosphere whatsoever. So for the sort of lower ranked players to come out and play against, I mean, we've seen it yesterday with Judd Trump. He won 4-0 in no time at all. His opponent just couldn't handle it. I mean, it's Judd Trump's backyard. I mean, people used to say about me, the crucible, they looked for my pipe and slippers under the table because I was so used to being there, the one table situation. But yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to. I mean, this is where you have to play your best snooker. This is, it's all about these arenas. It's a big operation, obviously, to film live snooker. We're going to have a look in one of the bands. This is new to me as it is to you guys, so let's go and see what goes on, shall we? Going to hopefully see a guy called Martin Reardon, who's the sort of VT genius in terms of the music and the little bits they do at the end of the show. Where's Martin?
Oh, all he's been going on about is this.
Oh, is he? Where is he? Sorry, guys. Is this where the magic happens? So what are you up to? What's happening?
I'm currently making the tournament closer.
Right. The tournament closer. What, for Sunday night?
Yeah.
Oh, do that far in advance?
I started it Tuesday. It's all good to go apart from the trade.
And here, I just thought you did it off the cuff, like 10 minutes before it ends. Oh, this is...
Normally I do it around
How'd you pick the music? Where'd you get the music from?
my Spotify playlist.
Oh, it's your playlist?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. The only decent tune this week was the Smiths. It's the only decent tune.
I thought you'd like that, especially for you.
This man actually played Bros this week. Unforgivable. Why do you need so many screens?
Keep an eye on you, mainly.
A lot of them showing the same thing, though.
It's all the camera angles,
Right.
presentation, the outputs of the machines, they're the replay machines. These are Jamie's machines, they're XY, Eddie, this is down there for analysis with Adam and Andy.
Right. You're just sitting here eating biscuits and sweeties, isn't it? Biscuits and sweeties.
It's like the green room.
What biscuits have you got anyway? Yeah. Nah. Nah.
Yeah, Jamie's the biscuit king.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good choices.
Don't like shortbread. None of them are the shortbread ones. Can I pick
course
music? Go on, let me see it. Let me see your playlist. So when would this be out?
After the break. So,
Oh, there it is. Oh, any of them two.
yeah, done. Dogs of Love.
Stars I've Lost are late in the day.
Done.
Two unbelievable tunes. Sorted. My work here is done. Funny because chatting to Mark Selby before he's about to go and play a quarter-final, he's probably one of the top players that you'd be able to do that with because he's so laid back. Mark Williams would be another. We're talking about coaching because I'm being coached at the minute in my snooker, which I'm quite enjoying, and he has a coach, but he's not with him at this tournament, and we're just talking about just relaxing, trying to enjoy just playing snooker rather than it being get too technical, which it can do. So. Yeah, just sort of general chat about playing snooker, really. Certainly when I was playing, if I had a quarter-final, I wouldn't want to talk to anybody. I'd be so like in the zone thinking about, just getting myself ready. Almost physically wouldn't be able to talk because you're that in the moment of what you're about to go and do. But Mark Selby's a bit different. He chats to other players. He was quite happy to chat to me. It's like a modern day player thing. I learned about keeping away from players from Steve Davis, who didn't speak to anybody. And my manager and I, the manager at the time, decided that was the route we were going to go down, where they're your enemies, your competitors, so you don't get friendly with them. But it's a bit different now. I think a lot of the players, they travel together, they socialise together. They're able to just be friends and then literally walk onto the match table and be enemies. I suppose you've got to admire that. Okay, so it looks like the match is over. Looks like Mark Allen's won, so we're studio now to do the analysis.
Felt one of those matches when it got to 3-all, it could go either way, but it was Mark Allen that got it over the line.
Yeah, fabulous clearance. As I said, Mark Selby was starting to dominate the match, and we'll see when we look at the analysis the sort of turning point in that frame. So we're here at the British Open. It's only been revived in the last couple of years, but it used to be quite a big tournament on the calendar. It used to be played in Derby. It was my second major ranking title that I won at the age of 18. My first one was the Rothmans Grand Prix, then it was the British Open, so for that reason it'll obviously hold great memories for me. Okay guys, you've seen me do the old studio today, the pundits watching the screen and going in the studio and reporting on the match. Now tonight, I'm in the commentary booth tonight for the second quarter final. If you've enjoyed this behind the scenes today, please like and subscribe, and hopefully we can do this again soon at the next event. Cheers guys.